Hello again folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Neverwinter Nights 2. I'm your Game Master Darius. You'll notice that we're near Fort Locke, and that's because I was kind of on my way up there and was going to double check if I missed the chests, or if there was a chest back where the merchant was. Have some wolves, including a dire wolf instead. You'll also notice that I am rocking a massive goddamn shield compared to last time, and that is because I went and bought one. Because yes, having a shield that is worth a damn is good. Look at that. Big shield. I also sold a couple of things I know I didn't need, like the kukri +1 that we had found. Why didn't we need the kukri +1? Because Mishka is not proficient with kukris. Although she is doing some pretty damn good gerbs against the, Before we do this... There we go. Increasing our chances to hit. Dire wolf time. Hey, level up. Excellent day. Oh, you're fine, Nishka. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, a dire wolf tooth. I got a tooth. And a singular garnet. Grand. Oh, fun fact, too, about looting, basically anything. And it's a pretty great thing, honestly. You can actually save in front of a chest, check out its contents, reload, and the contents of the chest will have changed. I tested this and got like 20 bucks on a chest that was unlocked within the the Wizard. Yeah, we gotta level up. By all rights, Kelgar should actually be a lot be like a full level higher than us. But again, effective class or effective character level sucks butts. So I decided, screw that noise. So let's go ahead and level our ASs up. Again, no longer need to worry about you taking at least one thing of... who's it? I'm close. Getting there. I need to take combat casting as well, but I'm getting there. We're taking one into diplomacy. Can only take the one into spot. That's fine. The other two I want to put into craft weapon. Eventually I'm going to basically jump back and forth between craft weapon and craft armor. And if I can, take some concentration as well. Because yes. He is a spellcaster after all. I got Kalagar, who is only going fighter? Oh, he could also be crafting weapons. Now I feel a little dumb. What is your recommended game? Craft weapon and taunt. Taunt makes sense. Taunt, he wants to fight shit. 15 flipping hit points.
How can I help?
And finally, Nishka. Nishka is a rogue. No doubt. Rogues are highly skilled and they can concentrate on developing any of the several categories of skills. While not equivalent to members of many other classes in combat, a rogue knows how to hit where it hurts, and she can dish out a lot of damage with a sneak attack. Rogues also have a sixth sense for when it comes to avoiding danger. Experienced rogues develop mystical powers and skills as they master the arts of stealth, evasion, and sneak attacks. In addition, while not capable of casting spells on their own, rogues can fake it well enough to cast spells from scrolls, activate wands, and use just about any other magic items. They have alright base attack bonus with a medium, d6 hit die, only proficient with light armor, but their biggest strengths lie in their plethora of skill selections, their amount of skill points that they get, which is 8+ intelligence modifier, and their bread and butter, sneak attack. which allows them to do an additional 1d6 damage starting at first level, and an additional die 6 every second level thereafter when they strike a foe that is not able to defend themselves, such as flat-footed or prone. Let's see, she has Disable Device and Hide. Set Trap, I can't say I've ever really seen much of the use of the Set Trap skill. At least in the first game. I don't know if it's any different in this one. Same with Move Silently. I'll be honest, it's going to be a little bit hard to do the whole Move Silently thing with most of the party being the party. But we'll take Tumble. Tumble allows you to basically roll out of taking a attack of opportunity, which is pretty neat. Spot, so that she can actually, you know, see traps that come. Sleight of Hand. So I was actually going to I actually tried Sleight of Hand at the merchant in the tavern. The problem is that it wasn't allowing me to target the merchant. So I'm really not sure what the application of Sleight of Hand is. Full disclosure, but I'll keep search Sleight of Hand, Open Lock, because yes. What I'm going to do though might be a little bit confusing. I'm going to have her learn Craft Alchemy, assuming I can, of course. A variety of alchemical items such as Alchemist's Fire, Acid, and Poison. She can also extract a raw magical essence from the remains of certain creatures, which can then be used to craft in the crafting of magical items. The craft alchemy skill requires a mortar and pestle and an alchemical workbench. To create an alchemical item, the character must place a proper ingredients in the alchemical workbench's inventory, then use the mortar and pestle on the workbench. If the correct ingredients were used and the character has the required skill ranks in craft alchemy, an alchemical item is created. Alchemical recipes can be found in recipe books throughout the game. Skilled alchemists can create more potent versions of alchemical items, which are not generally sold by merchants. We can also use alchemy to distill certain magic items, usually the body parts of exotic monsters, into one of the 5 types of mystical essence required to create magical items. In order to distill an item into its essence form, the character must simply use mortar and pestle on the distillable item. So basically, instead of actually rolling for shit, you just need to have the right amount of alchemy. I would love to actually... Here's the thing too, I would love to actually use some of the, you know, actual rogue stuff with Nishka, but the way I usually play shit, that ain't gonna happen. I'm just gonna be blatantly obvious. It's more than likely not going to happen. Anyways, let's do a quick rest just because
Your command.
We did use some of my spells for the healing. Not a whole lot, but enough. It was a pretty good fight. I want to say that Fort Locke might be where you can start doing the whole crafting thing. Could be wrong though. Could be very wrong. Oh boy. And then part of me is looking at this map going, oh boy, why'd I have to find those dire wolves? But because I found those dire wolves, I had a level up, so neener. And now it's another cool 5,000 until I get another level up. Also, my HP is nice. Nice. Oh yeah, what else did I do? I pretty much just sold a bunch of inventory I knew I wasn't going to use. Weapons, the chest. Weapons, a couple of the gemstones. It turns out that a lot of the gemstones that we have are not useful in this game, in Neverwinter Nights 2's base game. Let's see, I can continue towards the world map, but I kind of want to check out Fort Locke. See what's up with all that corruption, yo, but also see what's over here. Hey, look, it's more wolves. That's a lot more wolves. Holy shit, there's a lot of wolves.
To the death.
Had enough of this one.
A lot of things just exploded. There's a lot of things that just exploded. Mishka's not taking much damage. Which is kind of amazing, honestly. And one more. Two more, sorry. Yeah, 23 experience points apiece. None too shabby. I'm wondering whether or not there might be more enemies around here. More wolves. You know, that merchant was actually rather lucky that we had stumbled upon him before the wolves were able to ambush them. Not saying. Just saying. Any loot or whatnot up here? No? Damn it. Are they gonna let her in, being the whole tiefling thing? Just a thought. Actually, wonder if they have any...
Yeah?
Bring up anything on the background. No? Alright. Left click on behavior option. No, that's behavior shit. Never mind. A lot of games will have it so as you can basically see their backstory, how you are in their talk and whatnot. Oh, we can actually
What's
just
going
talk.
on?
So who are you?
Nishka. Nishka. Emphasis on the ni. Not many people get it right. Or try to.
Forgot that we can actually talk to them. What do you mean?
Usually they call me thief, cursed one, demon wench, rat child, goat girl. The list goes on. You'd think Nishka wasn't that hard to remember.
You mean you get those insults all the time?
That's not so bad. I mean, all those things are true.
That is an odd name, though.
I'm told it means something in the lower planes, but since I don't get down there much, although, obviously, good old Grandpa made a habit of coming up here for the nightlife, if, you get my meaning.
So, tiefling.
Yeah, but shh, don't tell anyone. I wouldn't want anyone else to figure it out. I mean, aside from the horns and the traces of demon blood.
Never mind. Other questions?
Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Me? Well, I don't know. I'm me, I guess.
Sound a little surprised?
No one usually asks, so finding the words is a little hard. Trust me. People usually make up the whole story once they spot the demon blood, if they ask at all.
I mean, I'd like to know. I'm curious.
This is so exciting. Wow, where to begin? Okay, well, I have no idea who my mom or dad was. I was abandoned, but raised by priests who tried to convert me, so I went away for a long time.
Priests?
Yeah, priests of Helm. The Watcher. The Vigilant One. Kind to children. Were they a hard-headed bunch? Really up on the discipline, not so much on the caring and forgiveness. But they're priests of Helm, so what are you gonna do?
I mean, fair. Not much on forgiveness?
Yeah, I mean, we all get into trouble sometimes, or a lot. And I guess they ran out of I forgive yous at some point. Anyway, so after helping myself to their collection plate after a particularly moving sermon, I decided to see what else I could help myself to. But you know, those tales could fill a book, and I don't want to chew your ear off. Maybe some other time.
Well spoken enough? Actually, wait.
Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns.
Do you have any useful skills?
I'm good at slipping into places, but not all the time. Coaxing locks to open, dodging traps, you know, subtle stuff. And I may have accidentally backstabbed some people in the past, but if they couldn't see me coming, well, that's their loss. Questions. Go ahead, I'm all horns.
Want to ask you about some of our companions?
Yeah? Which one of the marks you wanted to know about? Not the barrel-head dwarf, is it?
I mean, what about him?
Well, he needs to watch his tongue, or it's gonna run right out of his mouth and get stepped on. I mean, you did me a good turn. All I want to do is help out, and he's yelling at me like some old mule. I know he's short, and it's rough being in the big people's world. But he needs to stop being all defensive, especially for someone so small.
It just needs a little more time to get used to you.
Story of my life. You'd be surprised how much you hear that when you're about to be burned at the stake or run out of the local hamlet. He's too quick to start fights, that's his problem. He keeps it up, he's not going to have anyone watching his back. Or more likely, looking over it. Questions.
No more questions,
Go
I
ahead.
think?
I'm all horns.
Alright. Might as well talk to Kelgar.
Something you need?
So, who are you?
Kelgar Iron Fist, of course. It's a wonder you haven't heard of me, considering how I've made my mark up and down the Sword Coast for almost a year.
Never mind, I had other questions.
All right, go on and ask them.
Why were those men trying to attack you at the Weeping Willow?
They were in the mood to threaten, but not fully in the mood to start a fight. I think they were expecting me to drop the coin and leave quickly, which just goes to show you they don't know me too well. It's a shame they didn't keep it a friendly fight. Some people have no stomach for using their fists when they have a weapon at hand.
Why are you so eager to fight?
Eager to fight? Well, I suppose I am, if you can call it that. I mean, it's all in good fun. Some take pride in craftsmanship, or in hunting, or in haggling for the best price on a blade or other piece of steel. Me, talking with my fists is my art form. Every tavern's an opportunity, I say. There's usually someone who could take a few punches to the gut and groin before they start weeping like a child.
But why do you do that?
Well, I don't know. I enjoy it, I guess. It's a mark of pride to be able to stand tall and take every punch, then give it right back until I'm the only one standing.
Is that usually how it turns out?
Most of the time. Only beaten really bad once. But I learned from it, and I'm determined not to let it happen again. Thing is, I'm glad it happened. It was my destiny.
What happened?
Well, you see, I used to win. Almost undefeated. But there was this time in a tavern far from here that I chose a fight that ended up choosing me. It was fate, I tell you.
You found fate in a tavern brawl.
Well, it wasn't much of a fight. You see, there were these skinny-robed humans, barely twigs, that were sitting at the bar when one of our competitions broke out. There were chairs getting smashed, people screaming, tankards being used as clubs. Ah, glorious.
I don't quite understand the problem.
Well, everyone was having a good time when I noticed those skinny humans were just sitting there, not even having the decency to pay attention, just nursing waters. Waters! So I asked them, well, shouted really, what in the hells they thought they were doing, ignoring the fine entertainment and then insulting the establishment by not having ale?
I mean, if all you did was shout, that's hardly a fight.
And maybe I shoved one of them a bit.
There you go.
Or tried to break a chair over their skulls, since they were making a point of pretending they didn't hear me. Rude, I tell you.
Alright, then what?
Ah, well, they used me as a bar rag first, and not a single punch I threw even hit them. Oh, they were moving too fast, and plus, I think I was seeing double or triple. Ugh, after they smashed my face into the bar a few times, they showed me the floor up close. The floor was pretty dirty by that point, by the way. Then, as the final blow, they sent me flying like a drunk hippogriff out the window. Magical it was. So, after I woke up and wiped the blood out of my eyes, and finally found all my teeth, I went back in and thanked them. best beating I've ever received. They seemed a little taken aback by my friendliness, and it turns out they were part of some order, son something or other, and get this, they devoted their lives to fighting with their fists. Can you imagine? Lifetime devotion to brawling. It's their lives, their craft.
It's not exactly what they're going for, Calgar, but okay, so they were monks.
They're monks, eh? Crazy water-drinking fools. Hope drinking water isn't what makes them fight like that. Anyway, that life sounded like destiny to me. I mean, those skinny excuses for humans were good, and then they spent their whole lives kicking the hell out of others, training for it. That's when I knew that's what I wanted to do with my life. My purpose was clear.
That's not all monks do, you know.
Huh? Of course it is. Well, as far as I could tell once my head stopped ringing.
Oh boy. Iggy speaks from a state of knowing this shit because one of his closest companions was a dragonborn monk. It's more of a state of mind and body.
You mean like headbutting someone?
Oh god.
I already know how to do that, though sometimes I need to grab them by the beard or collar and yank their head down so I can hit it properly.
It's not about the violence, Calgar.
Oh, is that so? Well, I must have missed that part while they were wiping down the tavern with my face and throwing me through a window. Shows how much you know about it. You didn't see them in action.
It's like talking to a wall.
All right, go on and ask them.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Well, there's a great deal to tell, especially if we're going with clan history and our accomplishments. But chances are, and I don't blame you, you're just asking about me, personally. So let me give you the short version. I've been traveling the Sword Coast for a year or two, making my trade at villages and towns, and, well, making my trade at taverns as well, but you already had a taste of that at the Weeping Willow.
Yeah, we already started the why were those men attacking you thing.
Go on and ask them.
Need to know more about you.
Well, there's a great deal to tell, but chances
Right.
are, and I don't, and well, making my trade at taverns as well, but all right, go on and ask them.
Tell me a little about yourself, and I need to know more about you if I'm going to travel with you. Lead to the same series of questions. Okay, fine. Why are you going to Neverwinter?
Well, I hear there's an order of them tall-robed skinnies who have opened their doors to anyone who wants to learn how to smash skulls. And I plan on taking them up on their generous offer. It won't be the same as a tavern brawl to be fighting inside a different type of building. But I figure I can make the change as long as there are things to break and windows to throw people out of. All right, go on and ask them.
Do you know anything about the creatures pursuing us?
No, they're strange ones to be sure, with all their hissing and spitting. They also don't seem to be ones for a stand-up brawl, always relying on ambushes and sneaking up. If they have a problem with you, I say they get all their clan together and face us at once, without all this chipping away at our patience. Of course, they know we'd probably send them running back to their mothers, so chances are they're just trying to make us angry.
It's alright.
All right, go on and ask them.
God, it's like talking to an early version of Darius. Darius the gnome barbarian, not Darius me, although basically one and the same at the time. Have you heard the word Kalakcha before?
It's no proper dwarf curse, that's for sure. Sounds like something they want to find pretty badly, though, whatever it is.
Alright,
All right, go on and ask them.
let's keep moving. Yeah, good to learn a little bit more about these two. Seeing as we're probably going to be walking with them for a long time. Well, this will be... Hey, Galen! Glad you made it, buddy. Oh boy. Alright. Let's see if we can't talk to Galen first. Probably be good to be out of the mayor, isn't it? They'll be staying here for a while. Marshal Cormac of the Neverwinter City Watch is here to escort me to the rest of the way. There seems to be a slight hitch, though. The garrison's lieutenant refuses refuses resume his patrols, meaning it's too dangerous to travel from here. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Nothing about this trip has been easy. Why doesn't someone just talk to the garrison commander? Well, that's the problem. He's not here. And he's apparently put this imbecile of a lieutenant in charge. I'm beginning to think that this will be my last trip ever to the West Harbor and the Mere. Trouble isn't worth the profit. Cormac is quite eager to speak with you, by the way. You should introduce yourself. He's a man of the law and a good friend. I believe the two of you will get along quite nicely. Oh. I'll be sure to make his acquaintance. Safe travels to you. First show me what you have to sell. Because, of course, his inventory changes when he gets to a new location. I love that. Anyways, gloves of swordplay. Parry +3. Yeah. Greater spells of spellcraft. Or gloves of spellcraft. +6 to spellcraft. That's not terrible. Braces of archery. Oh man. If I was playing an archer character. Although.
Yes.
Nah, that's an 18.
Your
She's already got a point where it's like, eh. Oh. Boots of hardiness, though. Those are tempting. I will point out something really quickly here, too. And I think that something is that diplomacy prompts NPCs to reveal additional information or give bonus treasure in conversation. DC is determined by this. I think there's a hidden thing behind diplomacy that makes it so as shopkeeps will give you more money. In this case, let's take the Blading Spike. It is 56 gold pieces if it's sold by Ingwolf.
Yeah.
It's 41 if it's being sold by Kelgar, whose diplomacy is a -2. And then for Nishka, who probably does not have great reputation with a lot of these guys, with her diplomacy of 1, is also sitting at only 41 gold pieces. Not that we want to sell it to anyone right now.
Yes.
But yeah, it's something interesting to me, anyways. God, getting a cloak of protection from evil would be great. Deflection bonus versus evil characters. Gloves of the Long Death. +1 attack bonus. Cold damage. Only usable by a monk. Maybe someday in the future I'll get those for Kelgar. And with these robes, because they provide a +1 bonus to armor. -1 to listen. Just sadness, but hey. Small price to pay, honestly. Questions of cure light wounds. Ring of clear thoughts. Intelligence +2. Ooh, that's tempting. A ring of resistance should increase all saving throws by 1. And then a bunch of this stuff. This is all crafting crap, and this is pretty much one of the reasons why I made it so as my party should be able all to do some sort of crafting. I might go back and see if I can't alter Iggy's craft skill for weapons into something else so that I can give all that to Kelgar. And then Kelgar will be the weaponsmith, and Iggy will be the armorsmith, but that's besides the point. Galen tells me that what you did for him. Glad you managed to keep him in one piece several times. You look familiar. You're not a harborman by any chance? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Harbormen are hard to miss once you've met one. I have met plenty before being from West Harbor myself. I'm Cormac, City Watch Marshal of Neverwinter City. You wouldn't have heard of me. A city watchman is hardly a glamorous position. Cormac, you're famous in West Harbor, or so they say. Don't know about famous. West Harbor is a small village, though, so I'm not surprised you know of me. Wait a minute. I don't recognize you. Diggins, foster child. Imagine running into you here. How's the old man, anyways? Not much has changed about him. Still keeps to himself, does he? The death of his wife really hit him hard. Changed him a great deal. Seems to have done a good job raising you. So tell me, what are you doing so far away from the West Harbor? Father sent me out to Neverwinter on a task. You'll be making a stop at Highcliff then. Be careful. From what I've been hearing from the refugees, bandits own the roads now. So why are you here? Well, mainly to make sure Galen got here safely. He may be crazy and greedy, but he's still a friend. I've also heard rumors that the garrison here had stopped its patrols. Figured I'd look into it while I was down here. And of course, turns out the rumors were true. No patrols, meaning the roads are crawling with bandits and worse now. Why did the patrols stop? One or more patrols have gone missing from what I gather. If it were me, I'd gather a large force and investigate. Not Valis, though. Valis, there's a by-the-book soldier. He's called for reinforcements from Neverwinter, and until they arrived, he's hunkering down. I tried to explain to him that Neverwinter doesn't have any troops to spare. Not after that business with Luskin, but he's sticking to the rules. No initiative in that man, I tell you. Why don't you talk to him? Believe me, I tried. I just don't have the patience for all his rules talk, though. Guess that's why I've never been promoted to captain of the City Watch. I mean, I'll see what I can do. Thank you again for helping Galen out. He probably would have gotten into trouble without the patrols. It's good to see you. Hopefully you can win Valis over and I can get back to Neverwinter sooner rather than later. Okay, so Cormac's a cool guy. Ooh, Jacoby. Hello. You look like a blacksmith. Welcome to Fort Locke, strangers. I'm Jacoby, the finest weaponsmith around. Not that my full talents are ever put to good use out here. Anyways, what can I do for you? Oh, what can I do for you? Had to whip that one out. Anyways, let's see. Oh, this is something I absolutely love about 3.5, and I wish that they would bring back. Longbows, short bows, and most ranged weapons do not have any weapon bonuses attached to them. You do not get a bonus from dexterity to damage or whatever. Only composite ones do. Composite will take part of your strength modifier and apply that to the damage possibilities. So this +1 Mighty 3 bow takes 3 of your strength and adds that to the damage. Pretty neat. So some characters, it is a really good idea when you want to be a ranged character to get a little bit of strength just so as you can get one such bow. Great swords, Harbinger Keen, Ironwood War Mace, hello. Oh yeah, this weapon bears the mark of the Dwarf Marok. It's a War Mace, I forgot about these things. A large weapon, so two-handed. D12 damage. They're essentially mauls. But this one is enchanted, and because it's made of ironwood, it is actually lighter by 60%. Neat. Now, what I kind of want to do, I don't fully know what I'm going to do with Nishka just yet. We did end up getting her at level 4. So, she's already been somewhat built, as it were. But I want to get her weapon finesse. If she doesn't have it already. Do you already have weapon finesse? Yes, you do. And since she has weapon finesse, I want to kind of delve her into 2-weapon fighting. Because here's the thing about sneak attacking in 3.5. It's broken. Sneak attack. Let's see if whenever a creature makes a successful attack against an opponent who is flat-footed, it cannot say them or is in combat with someone else. This extra damage, not multiplied in the case of critical hits. So the big thing is that monsters of the construct and undead types are immune to sneak attacks, as are any creatures that are immune to critical hits. But here's the thing, for creatures that aren't immune to sneak attacks or critical hits, sneak attack gets applied to every attack that they make on their turn. So 2-weapon fighting, stabby, that's possibility of 2 sneak attacks. So to that end, I kind of want to grab her another dagger. Or something that she's proficient with, of course. And put the dagger that she's currently got in her offhand in stabby. All good fun. Warhammer, Writ of the Vizier. What is this? Bludgeoning, martial. Oh, it's a flail. Fear. Interesting. Sword Saint Legacy, excuse you? This weapon bears the mark of the sharp. Yeah, okay. Slashing. Oh, it's a katana. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Katanas were a thing in this. Oh, probably because this was at the same time that Complete Warrior also introduced the swashbuckler, and the samurai. Samurai wasn't a great class, from what I recollect. There's a Sheridan. Oh, it's a mighty plus. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. So in the physical tabletop, a mighty weapon you would use at a penalty if you did not have the strength to wield it. Which is a little bit butts, but at the same time, it's like pulling a bow that you can't physically pull, you know? Oh, you also have stuff. Ooh, full plate mode.
Yes.
I kind of want to try making that. It requires 3 metal ingots. Would I be able to afford 3 metal ingots? I could make it. Ooh, I have the money to make adamantine. Okay. Gonna pull a stupid here. Full plate mode. Now, do you have 3 adamantine ingots? No, you have 1. Balls. Do you seriously only have 1 of each ingot? You bastard. Alright, so is it just 3 of any one type? Shaped and fitted metal plates riveted and interlocked to cover the entire body. Alright, see, the problem with what I just did is that we also still need a forge. And while he has one, he doesn't seem willing to allow us to use it. I wonder if any of these refugees have anything to say to us.
Good tidings to ya. Good
Talk to
tidings
Lisa.
My greetings to you.
Yep. They all want us to talk to Lisa. Well met, traveler. Have you come to Fort Locke to take refuge with the rest of us? It's getting crowded, but I think we can make some extra room if you are all in need. I'm just passing through. Then I should warn you, if you intend to travel outside the fort, be wary of the bandits. Are they preying on travelers? They're bandits, but this lot has taken it a step further. They're now taking prisoners and demanding ransom. My husband was one of the ones taken. The garrison here hasn't dealt with them? Look around. They have us to shelter, feed, and protect, and they've lost quite a few men on patrol. All of us here have gathered what gold we can to pay the bandits, but we just don't have enough. We can only think, Tyr, that the bandits want the gold and won't harm our loved ones while they think we can pay. Is there anything I can do to help? You'd be willing to help us? Thank the gods, bless you for your kindness. No one knows where the camp might be. If there's anything you can do to free our loved ones, we'd be eternally grateful. I'll see what I can do. You know, I might know where these bandits might be. I saw a large camp on the way to Fort Locke. If it's the bandit camp, who knows how much gold they have stashed there? Can you mark where their bandit camp is? I'm not gonna not tell her, or I'm not gonna tell her that we're not going there to rob it, because we're gonna rob the ever-loving crap out of that place, but still. Of course, they have some great ill-gotten gains we can help ourselves to. Excellent. I love ill-gotten gains that we got less ill-gottenly from bandits. Alright, now where is the demo? Ooh, Tormillos. Well met, traveler. I wonder if I might appeal you for some assistance. Who are you? I am but a lowly priest of Ilmater. I was waylaid along the road from High Cliff by bandits who made off with the holy symbol which was granted to me when I was accepted into my order. And you would like me to get it back for you. The symbol has more than mere sentimental value to me. I require it to perform the healing magics granted to me by Ilmater. Service to Ilmater requires that I aid travelers in whatever manner I can. I traveled between this fort and Highcliff, tending to those in need. I trusted that even bandits would leave a man such as myself unmolested, as I am sworn to help all travelers, even those of lesser morals. I was clearly mistaken. You know where these bandits might be? Sadly, I do not. If it helps, however, they fled to the north after robbing me. I'll get that symbol back for you. I thank you. I shall wait for you here at the fort. May Ilmater watch over you. Let me see what you have to say. Robe of Energy. For sorcerers and wizards. Casts a light. 7. Constitution. Can use magic missile once per day. At 9th level? That seem right? I don't think that seems right. I'm not sure what that parentheses actually means at this point. And spell immunity to magic missile. That is more of a godsend than you think it is. Any weapons? None. Potions? Plenty. Full strength. Yes. I want the bull strength. Actually, how many do you have in stock? I really wish that would show us how many that he has in stock. Because otherwise I'm just purchasing a buttload of them. Distilled alcohol. Oh, mortar and pestle. We'll need this in order to do the crafting, which we'll give to Nishka. Let's see, exotic weaponry. This was useless. Advanced adjuratives. This arcane formulae for crafting magical and alchemical items. Oh god, this is all greater shit too. Oh man. I'm talking like we gotta be level 12. Craft magical arms and armor, which will be a thing that I'm gonna have Iggy take. Base armor enchantments. Jesus. What this is like top tier shit we ain't going to use for a long while. Alright, venom flask, quicksilver and venom gland. Thrown weapon inflicts damage. I kind of want to focus on alchemist's fire for a bit, which it would help if I actually read fairy dust, distilled alcohol. Boop. We'll get some distilled alcohol. Oh, they actually come with more. No fairy dust though, which is saddening. Let's see, we will buy a cat's grace and give that to Nishka. Lesser restoration would be a good idea. Alright, let's not spend all our money in one place. Lieutenant Valles Anton. Let's see if we can't get a little bit of stuff into him. Ah, a stranger in Fort Locke. If there's something you want, be quick about it. I have a garrison to run. Are you the commander here? I am, and let me tell you, with Fort Locke being the way it is nowadays, it's a good thing. These soldiers need military discipline, and by the gods, that's what they'll get. Right, so why won't you listen to the marshal and resume your patrols? Oh, you hear about that. Not wasting men on performing guard duty for merchants. We're a military camp, not the Guild of Blades. And aren't you supposed to protect travelers? We're supposed to protect Neverwinter in the north, not greedy merchants who know better than to travel the roads with all the troubles we've had this season. So I hear you're filling in under the commander until the commander returns. Where is he? Filling in? That fool Tan allowed this place to fall apart. I've spent every waking moment bringing order back to the garrison. He's been missing too long anyhow, probably met the same fate as the other patrols that we've lost. Already sent news to Neverwinter of his loss. It's merely formality before I officially take charge of this garrison. Wouldn't they want proof of your commander's death before promoting you? True, I hadn't thought of that, but I can't spare the men for an investigation. 3 patrols already lost, refugees trickling in, and with discipline in shambles, we'd be hard-pressed to hold this fort with what we have. Alright, so what if I were to handle this for you? You, a civilian, helping a military garrison with an investigation. Why? I'm not a civilian, I'm a member of the West Harbor Militia. That hardly qualifies as military experience. I'm surprised you even learned which end of a sword to hold. I am in no position to refuse any aid offered. I must question your motives for assisting the garrison. I just want you to resume patrols. Absolutely not. Until I know what happened to the others, I'm not risking any more men. We're gonna try to diplomacy this, sir. Your superiors would look more favorably upon your promotion if you settled this without the further loss of men. Damn it. They care what happens to the men less than I do. However, if you can discover the fate of our commander and the patrols, I may be convinced to change my mind. I want to know what happened out there. Complete your investigation, and I will see what I can do about resuming our patrols. I'll be as thorough as I can. Should hope so, otherwise I shall cancel our bargain. All 3 patrols were lost east of here. We've never had any reports of trouble in the past few seasons, so what happened to them is a mystery. There's really nothing there except for the plains and an old graveyard. Of course, it is at the edge of the mirror, so anything could have wandered in from the swamp. Anything else I should know? Nothing of note. As I said, we never had any trouble from the east before. Now you'd best be going. I have important matters to attend to. Jerk. Ooh, the craftsman.
My greetings to you.
My greetings to you. Well, mate, if you're here to use the crafting tools, I could give you some pointers. Who are you? Just an old soldier trying to pass on what he knows before Torm calls him home. So, need any help? Sure. Whether it's mixing alchemical formulas, hammering out a fine steel blade, or enchanting your aforementioned blade into an instrument of pretty much instant death, the process is straightforward. Each item or enchantment has a recipe or mold that tells you what materials you'll need. Gather these ingredients, place them on a workbench, and finish the process by pressing the right tool or spell for the occasion. That's all there is to it. Now that I've given you the short version, what would you like to know? Oh boy. Again, he has given us the short version, so I guess we can thank him for that. Tell us about blacksmithing. With a good set of smithing tools, a craftsman, I'm not going to keep a voice up for this guy, craftsman can make weapons, armor, and even traps. If you're skilled at making any of those 3, want to spend some time at the craftsman's workbench. Every weapon, trap, or suit of armor requires a mold as well as the right ingredients. You can examine the mold to get a sense of the type and quantity of materials needed. When you have the mold and the ingredients assembled, place them all on the craftsman workbench. Now you're ready to use the smith's hammer on the workbench and forge your item. If your skills are sufficient, you'll craft the item. If you didn't get the results you expected, you may not be skilled enough. Also, check that you're using the right materials and only the right materials. A cluttered workspace is a recipe for its failure. Do you have any recipes or materials I could use? There are some recipes and basic materials on the workbenches that you may use. If you need tools, there should be a smith's hammer as well as a mortar and pestle floating around here somewhere. Anything you make is yours. Use it or sell it for some coin if you like. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the same process for alchemy as well. Just gotta use the mortar and pestle. Science of making... Oh boy. A skilled alchemist can also distill exotic substances into a magical essence required for powerful enchantments. How do I make items with alchemy? First, you'll need a recipe. Once you've gathered all the materials called for it in the recipe, go to the alchemist's workbench and place the ingredients on the table. Then you can use your mortar and pestle on the workbench. Go figure. If all goes well, you've got a brand new concoction to play with. If you didn't succeed, you'll either aren't skilled enough to complete that particular recipe, or have the wrong materials on the workbench. Many creatures of the realm have magic in their blood, or blood-like substances. If something has magical essence in it, you'll sense it just by examining the object, so be sure to inspect the teeth's claw and other parts of slain beasts. An alchemist can reduce these objects into essences by grinding them down in a mortar and pestle. No need to use a fancy alchemist workbench, just use your mortar on the object in question and start grinding. While the process is straightforward, it takes an experienced alchemist to properly break down objects with powerful essences. If your attempts to distill something seems fruitless, try again when you're more skilled. Might as well double check. Well, don't need to worry about alchemy or magic crafting just yet. Hello. We'll take those. That. How much to make the iron? Oh, metal ingots. Dagger mold, short sword mold. Here's the blacksmith's workbench. Open it up. And we want to place 3 of an item. Our mold. Use thing. Activate item. Do not have enough rank in craft armor. How much rank do I need? Well, at the least it doesn't seem like it uses the thing, although not knowing how much I need in craft armor kind of blows. Because I have a 7. I guess I have 10 in craft weapons, but...
Yes. Your command?
Seriously. Well, I guess that's gonna be saved for another time.
Everybody, follow me!
Oh, that's the magician's workbench. I need the alchemical workbench. Alchemical? Alchemists. I don't have any of the things to craft anything, do I? Got your distilled alcohol. Oh, we do have garlic and belladonna.
Your command?
I think. Yeah, here's the garlic. The belladonna.
How can I help?
So you place the garlic and the belladonna in. And then we just right click, activate, touch. Boom, choking powder. Which is grenade-like using choking powder. Choking powder is actually a term applied to a number of different powders of various intensities. Normal, greater, or improved, greater, and perfected. These powders are made from herbs that cause uncontrollable coughing fits. Each pouch of choking powder can create a small stinging cloud that will last for 5 rounds, but the intensity of each varies according to its strength. The greater the powder's strength, the more difficult it is for an opponent to resist. The cloud forces anyone within it to make a fortitude saving throw or become dazed. Dazed is a little bit less impressive, but you know what? It's a start. It's a start. It's a pretty decent start, and we don't have any way to go crafting any magic weapons and armor at the moment. That's a little bit over our skill limit. Not to mention, I don't have the feat for crafting magical arms and armor. Although I wouldn't mind doing it. If only because I think it would be a little bit cheaper than actually, you know, just purchasing all the damn time. So I guess the only people here that I really needed to worry about were Liza, who wants us to save her husband. And this dude over here, who wants us to get the thing for him. Yes, the thing. The holy symbol of ill matter. And you, who wants us to check out a bunch of things to the east. Man, what is the... Hold up. I want to see what the hell the minimum DC for making full plate is. Well, now I'm even more confused. Basic crafting ranks required. Craft armor. Full plate armor is an 8? But I have an 8. Tell me what you have for sale. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. That's a 7. I can...
I do math. I got the math. I know the math. I got math.
What was I looking at that would have granted me clear thoughts? God, that gets tempting the more I look at it, simply because of that freaking... Because crafting is what? It's intelligence-based. Oh, God, that's tempting. I would just need the 1 point. It's the 1 point. I guess I can worry about it later. And who knows? Maybe he'll have... Oh, no. I was going to say, maybe he'll have adamantine. But the problem with that is that that's a plus 15 to... I need a 15 in my craft in order to make that shit. And unless I took... Well, I do kind of want to respec a little bit for Ingwolf just to move shit from the weapon to the armor. But we'll see if that's even possible. Gonna buy some more garlic. Buy some more belladonna. I kind of hate that most of these he seems to only have one of. Ooh, tanglefoot bags. Those are handy. But yeah, not a whole terrible lot that happened this particular episode, but we delved a little bit into the crafting. I have a better understanding of how the hell it works now. I believe I remember the first time I tried playing this game, and it was a ginormous pain in the ass that I never got a hold of. So, you know, it's nice to be able to actually sit down and be like, ah, yes, this is how I do this thing. Let's divvy up some of the healing potions between the characters. But yeah, gonna go ahead with, what's this one, the 6th one? Call an episode. I'm gonna see about reassigning a few skill points, but other than that, thank you everyone so very much for watching. When we return, we are going to see about, do I do the bandits first, or do I see about throwing Valis off of his little throne? I don't know. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I'm loving playing it. And as always, I hope to see you folks in the next video. Take care. Cheers.